Okay, to recap, the final days have finally begun. Despair is what's making people transform into blasphemous monsters.
So blasphemies now plague all the realm.
It will only get worse if what Father said is true, as it did in Amarant.
If that's our model, then shouldn't we expect the effects to grow more severe as it feeds off its own spread? As if people transforming into those monstrosities wasn't bad enough. If the flora and fauna, if the land itself turned against us.
No one would survive.
That is very bad. Ah, my drink! Drink's on me!
Here's your order, friend.
That's a big-ass lemon slice.
May you find comfort in these dark times.
We have to have hope.
Where do we go from here? If there's one thing we've learned, fighting blindly and simply reacting to what comes will accomplish nothing.
Which is why we have to be proactive. We have to go find Hydaelyn, the big woman herself. She has to know what's happening.
We must find a solution that addresses the fundamental cause. Before our strength is exhausted, before this crisis spirals out of control. Is there something? Anything we've overlooked?
If there is an answer, Hydaelyn herself will have it. 'Twas she who bound Zodiac and forestalled the final days.
I love that I'm always in sync with this game.
Alas, we have heard naught from her since the Tower of Babel. Whether she cannot or will not speak, I can only speculate. Even the flower she gave us is no more.
Can't we just ring her up? With Kryl? We can get more back in Labyrinthos.
So advised the Watcher. But what could be the significance of that name? It is entirely unfamiliar to me.
It's familiar to me because it was the name of the moon in Borderlands the pre-sequel.
To me as well. It meant something to the ancients, though. In our time.
Most surely. Yet I do not recall a single mention of it in the records of Anida.
Another dead end. Quite literally. It's not as if there are any ancients living we could go and ask.
The Watcher? Emmet? Emmet is just watching from the live stream, right?
Not alive as such, but not quite dead.
Ah? What does that mean? You got an idea?
Elidibus.
Wait, what?
I sealed him in the White Horosite at the Crystal Tower back on the 1st.
Oh!
Contained within that reservoir of ether that maintains it, ether that is returned little by little to the sea. Naught may remain of his soul.
We're going back?
However, if part of it lingers, we might be able to speak with him there. I know we can no longer make that journey, but you, my friend, still can.
We're going back to the 1st! I did not expect this. Worth a try.
Yes, we can but act and hope for the best.
If nothing else, should we learn the 1st is safe, we'll have that much more reason to keep fighting the good fight. That said, the odds are not in our favor, to say the least. Which is why we're fortunate to have Urianger up there on the moon, working hard to make all the necessary preparations for our departure, should it come to it.
Plan B?
And why we have nothing to lose by staying the course till the last instant.
Indeed. To the last, let us all do what we can. I will consult with Master Matoya and see if she knows of a way to reach Hydaelyn from the Ethereal Sea.
Finally! I've been waiting for Master Matoya to come in for so long now.
And I will visit the nation's leaders and attempt to ascertain how far the final days have progressed elsewhere.
Keep me abreast of your findings. I can seek out and slay the worst of the immediate threats, only to slow the spread.
Unease, terror, despair. Try as we might to suppress them, these emotions will return to harry us time and time again. But when they do, remember this. Your friends and loved ones are out there somewhere, sharing in your struggle. You are not alone.
Hell yeah!
So ends the brief respite before the next revelation.
The what? Emmet?
Yes. So much left for you to see.
Why are you being fucking ominous, Emmet?
Where beginning ends, and end begins.
Alrighty. Being vague once again. Okay. Let's consult Elidibus, if we still can. Elidibus, where are you hiding? Where did we lock you up? There? Aha!
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business.
We're here to interrogate Elidibus.
Acknowledged. Reinitializing Circus Tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity.
It's like Zola from the MCU.
Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
Ah! There he is.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream.
As dramatic as ever.
You. Why have you awakened me?
We need your help.
I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all.
About that. You know Van Daniel, right? Little fucker. Tricked us into killing Zodiac.
So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star. The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear. But if this is Van Daniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the convocation.
Oh.
Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
Convenient. Thank you. I am so sorry. We were the ones that killed Zodiac.
Why apologize for receiving a favor of the defeated? If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiac from servitude.
Servitude? Servitude?
Where to begin? Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and hate.
Reminds me of Gaia when we first met her.
Elpis. Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place.
Oh! Okay, there we go. A direction.
A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there. And before joining the convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief.
He actually mirrors Ammon from the Allegan Empire.
He was Hermes.
Then Daniel and Ammon were almost the same.
That is all I know. The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived.
Ah! What's happening?
Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis.
A Zem?
No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility. And a truth that fills my heart.
Do you finally realize who we are?
My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief.
To the time? Time travel?
In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower.
Time travel?
Which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy.
We're gonna go back to the past!
As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment.
I did not realize this expansion would have time travel. But now it does.
Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you.
We will just be a ghost. A spooky ghost. Like you.
Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days.
We're trapped in our own timeline, got it.
You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come. In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey?
I've entrusted my life to foes before. You sail.
Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act. You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic.
Are you sure we know how to do this? Beep boop. Beep beep boop boop.
The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular.
Great, we didn't break it. The portal that the Crystal Exarch always stared at.
All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act?
No, but it's pretty selfless.
Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go and do not look back.
We never do. Actually, we kinda do. We reminisce a lot about our dead friends.
Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden and the solitude. It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
And all of the reflections! We need to save everybody! Once again drifting into the ethereal sea. Or space. Not really sure if those are one and the same. It's like Shadowbringers all over again. Don't you dare give us another hint of Hoshafant. Is that our destination? It's too bright! My eyes! Crystal. Wait, are we in the body of a Zem? No, we're just a ghost. A spooky ghost. We're here to haunt the Amaranthines. They're so tall! They're so fucking tall! Short kings, rise up! I feel out of place. Hello, hello?
And here we are, Elpis.
That sounds familiar.
Well, well. How rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor?
Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while.
They have lavender-colored hair?
You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Do we recognize them?
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Emmett?
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So...
Is that actually... Oh my god, it's our boy! Oh, he's so hot! Does he see us? He sees us!
Satisfied?
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
I'm just staring at his beautiful face. But who is that in front of him? Is that us? Is that a Zem?
By the by, you see it too, yes?
Hi, hello?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
Let's go.
That's odd.
Hi.
It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's.
So you're not him?
Do you suppose she created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Hi, hello.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's her spitting image.
Wait, what?
So let's leave it be. Come now.
Spitting image? Wait, what?
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Yes, spare us a snifter, whatever that means.
Who do you take me for?
Emet-selch, the emet-selch.
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded.
Haha! We got him. Could you spare us some aether, please, sir?
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant.
Oh yeah! Inject that aether into me, daddy! Of course he had to snap.
You may open your eyes.
We're corporeal! We've actually gone back in time! And we're tall! Ish.
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
We're giants! I've always wanted to be tall.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings. I am Hythlodaeus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect.
Oh! Our friendo!
Sulking beside me is the most honorable emet-selch of the Convocation of 14.
We can see.
And how might we address you, my new friend?
Well, you see, we're from the future!
A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words. So, tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here.
Do we tell them everything?
You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here?
I seek a man named Hermes. I want to learn about Elpis.
Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If she truly wished to be here, then she would be.
Uh-huh.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend.
That's a coincidence. Yeah, maybe you should get some glasses.
And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is emet-selch's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Thank you.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
I am not a thing! I'm a warrior of light!
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree?
At least we got in. We now have a tour guide.
Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here. Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge. Elpis.
Oh my god. This is the new zone? I didn't expect the new zone to be in the past! Vena! And her doggo, the space doggo.
This presence.
They have axolotls? They have bird people?
Hermes! Visitors! We...
Is that a new race? Did they just announce a new race? Oh my god, new race for the expansion after this one maybe, I don't know. Female Hrothgars when?
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
We're not hiding anything, no. Holy shit! That is magical. Hi, hello. Are you Hermes? Whoa, what's up with that axolotl? Hi there.
Huh. You are...
Oh!
Oh! Huh?
bird person!
Different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be...
She's so adorable!
Wait. Please. Wait.
That's the new race if I've ever seen one.
Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me?
Yes?
Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
Of course!
May we please be friends?
Yes!
Ah, I see you found him.
And thy name is Hermes.
Hythlodaeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
Yep, that's him.
You were of the convocation?
Emet-selch at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to...
Hi, hello. Stop looking at us like that, it's so cute!
Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
Which is?
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
Did something happen?
The Nemestoma is missing.
A what? A what?
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
Keen eyes.
You're saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
Don't judge a book by its cover.
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish.
Oh, Bismarck?
The Ambistomas too can fly, if only slightly. And they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however... Excuse me.
We need to save the little guy.
I'll help too.
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
Take care of them.
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emet-selch and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
Sure. Let's go help out Hermes and Meteon. So is this Hermes' home?
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways.
What? Why? Daddy! I mean...
We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins.
Can't we tell them? We need to tell them.
What? Will I have to remove you by force?
Maybe. Sounds kinky. There are reasons I cannot speak freely. I have important things to say to him as well.
Yes, I'm sure your business with Hermes is quite pressing. You may speak with him to your heart's content after ours is concluded.
I do not object to her attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
But I believe she can be trusted. Meteon would not have taken to her so quickly otherwise.
Pog!
Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then. Behave yourself, do you hear?
Sure, of course, yes! Daddy. So what are we gonna discuss?
So, it's finally happened, then.
The final days?
Aye. Van Daniel has declared his intention to step down, and named you as his preferred successor.
Oh.
In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Van Daniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
Why?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Van Daniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes, like so many others have before him.
Return to the star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Atheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world.
That's a very poignant way to put it.
And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
It's just like the beliefs of the Knights Blessed on the first.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
Just like Amon did at the Allegan Empire.
I know of all this. I do. It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all.
Meteon?
Oh no. I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Sounds fine with us. Come on, kid, let's go have fun outside. Ooh! A Goobu! They created the Goobus here!
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects.
Ampelos? That's a Goobu!
So, how are we coming along?
Hello, hello, we got our mood flowers. Can we pick some more? We need those mood flowers. Why did we even need to come here? We could have just gone back to Labyrinthos. Maybe we can get them explained.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekis. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Really?
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
Akasha?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions.
Akasha!
In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Yes, exactly.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Nidana was spot on! What a breakthrough!
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it.
Dynamis?
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are entelekis.
Entelekis.
That's me! That's me! An enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis?
Yes?
I've never heard of such a thing.
It's a discovery! That's what discoveries are!
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Like you!
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Neteon?
Because she can sense emotion. And influence emotion.
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities.
Right. This is related to the final days.
'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river...
That sounds dangerous.
Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
Oh! Since Aether is pretty scarce outside of our star, that means other stars like the Dragon Star, they're powered by Dynamis? Akasha?
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an entelech. Like me. So, are we the same? Intellecties.
I think it's just because we're sundered. I don't see why I couldn't be one. While I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination, if I'm thin, it's because emet-selch didn't do a proper job.
Well, aren't we ungrateful? Mayhap I should revert you to the pathetic, faded thing you were.
Just teasing you.
The deficit of ether alone does not an entelech make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You'd do well not to underestimate it.
Choice words.
Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Well, we learned a lot. About Elpis, about Dynamis.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
Come on, help us out. Please help us out? We did say please.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent emet-selch. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
That seems like a worse option.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, emet-selch. Please.
Are you gonna ignore her puppy dog eyes? Come on, Emmet. Help the thing fly. He's right there.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
Thank you, Ishikawa, for we may eat bountiful of this fan service. Amen. Of course you went with a snap. Oh! That's the Shadowbringer's deluxe mount.
I will aid it once it is taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Are we just gonna watch from below?
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we?
We shall. They're gonna ride off and teach the thing to fly.
You were wondering why emet-selch joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emet-selch has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them.
Well, you're looking at us.
Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault.
Are we talking about the same Emmet? Because he was kind of a jester when we met him.
He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend.
A Zem?
A singular soul who can't help but involve herself in the business of others. Where she walks, excitement is certain to follow.
Bingo!
Her antics irritate emet-selch to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents.
Or is it Vena?
And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends.
Same.
To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine. And together we may return to the star.
Yeah, about your future though.
Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Are you calling the big flying thing your pet, or are you calling Emmet your pet? The big flying thing, got it. The progenitor of what we see in the Sea of Clouds.
Ah yes, I dare say the Charybdis will be fine hereon. Why don't you go and signal to emet-selch? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
In more ways than one. I never thought that we were gonna humanize the Asians this much. I thought we were done with them, but no. So, done with errands for the day. We're gonna give a flower to Hermes to show him that he's not the only one suffering. Or are we just here to console him?
Hermes!
Oh, you were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes, we've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company. Emet-selch and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
A bed? For us? Pog.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Come, look, see here! We could make the flower dark! Because of our emotions!
Elpis flowers?
Go on.
Are we gonna try to remember things that have given us pain? Whoa, that's a different color. It's different.
You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteon has shared much with you.
That there is proof of our emotions. Oh.
May we talk a moment?
He is also very attractive. Why are all of the Asians attractive? And there he goes.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain, but they sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear, and it is not beautiful.
That's also another way to put it.
Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures,
are kind of like an analog to every single Sundered person.
Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Alpes, or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you.
And I thank you for teaching us all about Elpis, Dynamis, Akasha.
To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort.
Glad to be of service. Let's have no more brooding, eh? Oh, I could tell you all about suffering.
Lest you misunderstand, I derive no pleasure from your pain. It's just the fact that you are still here in spite of your suffering gives me heart.
After everything we've been through, we're still us. We're still here to forge ahead.
The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters.
Sisters?
Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them. And they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life.
Hello, hello. Does that mean bird people coming after Endwalker? If we ever travel the stars?
As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness.
Yeah, about your future though.
It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteion. Let us head back.
All right.
Why is she stopping? What's over there? Meteion? Huh. That was weird.
Now.
Ah! That's a familiar looking scepter. I've seen that scepter before. From Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Forgive me. Please, forgive me.
May you and your kin find peace.
Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten, in concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again.
Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire.
Hate, if that be your want.
We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high. Fly free.
Rest in peace, Devil Doggo. Your life was short and fleeting, but at least you're back into the Aether.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star?
Oh.
And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction?
We should live on.
I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Fandaniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death.
I do not know if it is right.
And to be torn by such thoughts. I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
The fact that you're so introspective makes you worthy.
Hermes!
Meteion!
Please, don't be angry. It hurts so.
She can feel your feelings.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
Hi!
And you, my friend.
Hello!
I pray you find that which you seek.
You and me both.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
Looks like we're being given a tour of the rest of Elpis. We're going up to this higher elevated island.
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros.
That's a mouthful.
Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos.
Ah, yes, yes, of course.
Right then. Let's begin by... Well, well. An Arraius. How delightful.
That's not an Arraius, it's a Spriggan! Hi there, little guy! What do you have there? You want to give it to us? No? Oh, it's a Sharky Boy!
And what, pray tell, is that?
It's a Sharky Boy! From Shadowbringers.
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago. Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact, and then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst, concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end, I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
It looks like it wants to attack us. Or maybe it's hungry. Hi, hello! Ah! And who, pray tell, is that? Vena!
That was too close. Are you unharmed?
Hello, hello, mommy.
Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Benar, that we should meet you here.
She would eventually become Hydaelyn's heart.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work. Venar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
Wait, what? That's a bombshell.
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, emet-selch. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is she, if I may ask?
Pray tell us about Azem, please.
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
That does seem like something we would do.
Huh, you know I am. Now then, you are?
Hello, Mommy. Do you recognize the color of our soul? We get kinda anxious being stared at like that.
I say, have you perchance come from the future?
How does she know? How is she this good?
I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
She caught on fast.
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
Oh. That sounds rather like the Blessing of Light. Does it protect you from enthrallment by primals, perchance? It's the Blessing of Light!
I see you are not ignorant to its presence. And while there are many protective spells, the one you bear is unmistakably mine.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
Well, the cat's out of the bag. Do we tell them now?
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
You guys and your whole world will die.
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting! I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future.
True, very true.
Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge. So you needn't worry for us.
Oh, I worry. A lot.
More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
Mayhap. Should we? Emmet?
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Oh no, bureaucracy! Our worst enemy! Just tell them!
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation?
Your whole world is gonna end, and all the people that you love is gonna get sacrificed to summon one god. And then the other half gets sacrificed to summon another god. And then for thousands and thousands of years, you guys are gonna toil to try to kill trillions of people just to bring your own back. On second thought, let's not tell them. No.
I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
I do wonder if this changes anything. Is there gonna be a split timeline? Time travel always raises too many questions. So, this must be where Vina lives.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Answers is playing in the background.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
Okay, where do we begin? Gridania, yes. A calamity called the Final Days has befallen our world. The world has been sundered, broken into shards. Mankind is being forced to flee the Tsar.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
The very beginning? You really want the Gridanian story? Can't you just watch a recap on YouTube? Okay, fine. We'll recap ARR for you. We're telling them about Hydaelyn. Telling them about Elidibus. About emet-selch. About Zodiark. And the Final Days.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vina?
Does she know anything? I feel like she knows more than she lets on.
Not knowing the precise details of the first Final Days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide.
Which led us here.
That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future, whence she came, the Final Days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
But we want to save our current future!
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
We came here to meet Hermes, before you became Fandaniel.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which she must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any. But we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Which is when Zodiark came in.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed.
Zodiark was first summoned to stop the final days, and then Hydaelyn was summoned to bring back everyone from the dead.
And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman.
What can we say? That's what we meant.
To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this Zodiark in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable?
Maybe he just wanted to die. Finally.
Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
You were the one that wanted the truth.
Emet-selch! Wait!
Time changes, people. We get it.
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Dynamis is the key to all of this. Hermes and Meteion are somehow involved. I'm still trying to make sense of it all. Dynamis. Akasha. Somehow it's at the center of everything.
Ah yes, the energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes, I believe this warrants further investigation.
Meteon. That sounds a lot like Mateus.
With that settled, tis time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest.
Nodders. At least we got your help. Emmet, though.
Have faith. If emet-selch is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Oh, I'm counting on it.